mom. So after a little while in this company that gave me a really great foundation, I decided it was time for me to move on. A company in Shanghai called Tesco called me and said, hey, we want to expand our brands and licensing into Asia. You know, you're going to be based in Shanghai, do you want to come up? I was thinking to myself, I don't speak a word of Putonghua. I don't even know how to say ni hao. I don't know anyone in Shanghai, and I don't know the city. I said, yeah, sure, I'll join you. I'll move up to Shanghai. So I moved up with them, and it was fantastic. It was a great time. But about 2 years into this role, we get called into a room. And the then CEO says, it's 2009. It's a global financial crisis. We're really sorry for all that suffering that you've been through in the past. Like I said, will give you a perseverance. That perseverance character, and that character of hope. In the end, when they told me that, I was actually excited. I thought to myself, if the last time my world came crumbling down and I got launched into a career I never thought I would have, and into a job that I absolutely love, what's going to happen next? So I took the redundancy and I traveled. I got to do things that I never got to do before starting work. I got to go to Kenya, where I worked with children that were orphaned by HIV. I went to supermarket chain, villages, colds. And everyone in the paper said, this is the worst investment you have made, Wesfarmers. If you put that money in the bank, you will earn a greater return. So when they called me to join them, this sinking Titanic, I said, yeah, sure, I'll join you guys. But the reason why I joined them also, as a side note, was that guess where this role was based? It was based in Australia. The same country that told me I wasn't good enough is now bringing me back, saying that you have all the skills and we'll need you back. So, like I said, everything's a stepping stone. So I started off as a little girl in KL with big dreams. I went off to Sydney where I learned what fear was. I then went to Hong Kong to learn how to use that fear to get me further. I went to Shanghai, which was a stepping stone for me, and then back to Melbourne. Which leads me to where I am now in Hong Kong. In this day and age, we're so linked in to our mobile devices, whether it is WhatsApp or email or Facebook, but there is nothing that can substitute the human-to-human connection. And I would really encourage you that when you meet someone, there are a couple of things that I do that I will share with you. When I meet someone, I am present. I'm not looking at my mobile phone. I'm not looking behind them. I try, and this is what I still struggle with, I try very hard to not think about what I should say next or what I'm going to do next. I be present, and I smile. And when they speak to me, I nod. And when it comes to a junction of conversation, I ask them a question about what they're talking about. Why do I do this? Because let's face it, everyone likes talking about themselves. And when you give them an opportunity to feel safe and comfortable and valued for what they say, you build a connection with them. But here's the kicker. If I really want to make a lasting impression with someone, I offer to help, and I follow through. Simple example. If someone says to me, oh, Debbie, I'm so stressed out at work, I just need to get out. Hong Kong is so busy, it's go, go, go. I go, sounds like a great idea. Where are you thinking of going? Oh, I heard that down under Australia is fantastic. What do you think, Debbie? And I'll say, I used to live in Melbourne, and I have a list of cafes that only locals know about. I'm married to my job, I'm tied to my desk, and I don't have a life. I can tell you that this is very far from the truth. I have a very full life. I have many wonderful friends, many who are here to support. And the reason why living a full life is important, and having those skills I taught you, how you make connections, is because since I put in that first application, the one I didn't qualify for, that I got the job for, I've not had to make a single job application since. Every time I've got a role, it's because someone who has known me, or someone who has heard of me, or through friends of friends. Every time I moved countries, whether it was from Hong Kong to Shanghai to Melbourne and back to Hong Kong, it was true connections. And that's why it's so important to be linked in to reality. So what are the 3 steps? Fear is good. Do not afraid of fear. Use it for yourself. The second thing is everything is a stepping stone. This is the beginning for each of you for many great things to come. The third is be authentic. You are the best version of yourself. Don't try to be anything else. You're probably thinking, what next? What's happened next in this great amazing life of Debbie? And to be honest, I don't know. But I know it's going to be good. And I know that while the next step happens for me, it's just another stepping stone in my great amazing life. Thank you. I give everyone equal opportunity. That's about the answer. It's on video, right?
Do you have regrets?
That's a very good question. You know, I can hand on heart say I don't have regrets. It's because every time I've had a difficult experience, and I always take it back, the difficult experience I've had was what I shared with you the first time when I had to leave Australia. I was full of regret and I did not have a plan B. I was full of regret saying I should have picked up my phone. I was full of regret saying I should have gone to the post office earlier. Full of regret. But you know what? It didn't get me further. It didn't help me get me out of the situation. In fact, it actually really pulled me back and made me feel so burdened. So, and that's the lesson I learned for myself, that I have to live a life without regrets. Like I always say, just let it go. Before Frozen became famous. Yes?
How do you maintain or restore your self-confidence every time?
That's a really good question. You know, I don't try to be confident. Usually when I have a situation, I'm nervous or I'm fearful. But it's about getting past that fear and just doing it. The second thing that helps me get past that fear is I don't kill myself if I get something wrong. The way that I operate, and I operate with my team at work, is I always say nothing is not a mistake. And if it's a really bad mistake, then we'll have to deal with it. But a small mistake, let it go. These things happen. So I think when you're not too hard on yourself, it really helps you get past the fear that's holding you back. Yes. Any big dreams in my life? That's a really good question. So to answer in my next amazing step in my life, that I'll be one of my customers. You know, a busy mom that has time for and rushing around, trying to keep a happy family, and still working. I hope that will happen. But until then, there'll be another step in my great amazing life. Yes.
From my experience, it seems quite smooth.
It's quite smooth. It wasn't smooth at all.
And do you feel when you choose the next step that maybe worse than the past one or the previous?
No, but that's my state of mind. I don't believe that my next step is going to be worse than what I had before. But it depends on the person who is in that situation. If it was someone else in my situation, they'd go like, I cannot believe you didn't get a PR application, you were way above what was required in points. That's a really bad situation to be in. Or when I was made redundant in Shanghai, someone could say that's a really, really bad situation. But the way I saw it is that it was really a stepping stone to something greater.
Wow, what can I say, Debbie? I'm frankly speaking, I'm a little jealous. You had 25 questions, I actually counted, and I had none. What a spiritually uplifting 30 minutes that we had with you, Debbie. There's a lot of goodies in that little basket. You can take away the things that you want to pick. My takeaway is very simple. You start with fear. Without fear, you're going to do a lot of silly things. Wise approach to gain confidence, beat down that door and get that first job, right?
Yeah.
So, and then, not only that, after that, you're going to complete the loop by what? By going to different places, then to Shanghai, Hong Kong, and then eventually you meet Camilla. And then back to Melbourne, and like a big boomerang,
Greater China and Australia.
Yeah, go back to the place you like. Okay, thank you.